Hi guys, so today we talk about the WebAssembly and what WebAssembly is and how WebAssembly could help us and what the future actually of this technology. But first we should talk about the roots. I see a lot of problems that quite often people select some technologies without the understanding of the historical context. The problem was quite simple. So a lot of people say that JavaScript is the assembly of the web. And on practice, you have only one way to run something on the web browser. You need to use the JavaScript. But the challenge is that JavaScript is not the assembly language, and it's not even close. And the engine that executes the JavaScript is super huge, super complex, and it's a nightmare to write the interpreter for the JavaScript. So people want to have something portable, something small, and something that could be loaded as fast as image, so something binary that you could immediately start executing while you load the code. It's a initial intent, I would say. Another thing that people have a dream to unlock other languages and give developers the freedom to use the right tool for the right job. And actually, it's how the WebAssembly gets born. Before the WebAssembly, it was the ASM and ISM.js and all other things, and it was a good try, but still not so good results. What we should understand about the WebAssembly, that WebAssembly is the portable architecture. It's not the language. You have the VAT, so you have some as expression based language similar to Lisp that allows you to write the core WebAssembly, but it's the same if you will use the some bytecode for Java or CLR for C#, so it's a really bad idea to use this basic things to do the coding. So it's a portable architecture that have quite compact and small runtime, and this runtime is the variety of different WebAssembly runtimes right now on the market. But the main purpose of this runtime that it's extremely small and portable, and you could run it on your watches, wash machines, portable devices, and all of the things. So it's the one of the benefit that you could pack your modules together with runtime. They will be relatively small, they will consume really small amount of resources, and it's unlock a lot of different platforms and so on. So somehow it's similar to Java. But it's much smaller and much simpler. So if we will take a look to the WebAssembly in the core, is what we have the integers, we have the floating points, we have practically the linear memory that looks like one big huge array, and we have the function calls, and that's it. So it's extremely simple. We still have a lot of extensions and a lot of proposals that help us to move forward, to work with the threads or work with some other features, but right now it's super simple. No garbage collection, no memory management. Memory is one big huge array, limited to 64 kilobytes. Maybe in future it will be bigger, and that's it. So, and what the main benefit of such a thing, as I mentioned, that the first thing that people want to unlock the languages and have something binary close that could be immediately executable and close to the loading of the image in the internet. And actually we have this. And the next big thing for WebAssembly was the WASI. So WASI actually take the WebAssembly out from the browser and make the same as Node.js made to the JavaScript. Yeah, that we could take our module, and right now our module in a sandbox could interact with the external world and operation system and file systems and all of the things in a safely manner. So, and WebAssembly give even further. So you could compile WebAssembly module to container compatible thing. So it's the OSI, and with the cruiselets, for example, you could run your WebAssembly modules as containers, and it's even more lightweight and more faster, and have the smaller cold start as a Docker, because it's even less than Docker. So, and it's yet another potential area where we could use the WebAssembly. But what WebAssembly could give to us? So for some languages, people really confused, because they think that WebAssembly is faster than JavaScript or faster than some languages. But the WebAssembly is not about the performance. WebAssembly is more about the portability and runtime. So it's one thing that for some languages it could give you the speed up. For some languages it's not, but you have the portability. Another thing that, for example, why we should use something like WebAssembly if we are C or C++ developers, it's yet another thing, it's the safe sandbox environment. So it makes sense to compile to WebAssembly to have the safe and sandbox environment. So for some languages we could get the performance, for some languages we could get the safetiness that this language really lacks. And it's a really killer combination, that the portability, safetiness, and some good performance in comparison of some dynamic languages. So it's really the thing. What actually attracted me personally, that in a decentralized environments, you need to have decentralized compute. And WebAssembly looks really good runtime that are cheap, faster and small, and could unlock the decentralization of your systems. And if you take a look, for example, even the big players like Ethereum network, EOS network, and some other blockchains, they really migrate from custom EVMs and VMs to something WebAssembly based, but with maybe some modifications. So you have the good basic for the decentralized compute, and together with decentralized storage, you could build quite powerful decentralized systems. Yet another possibility that we have, and I'm quite keen, and I see that we move in this space, that you could write your core logic in some different languages, but you could compile to WebAssembly, and then you could use it everywhere. So you could use it on Android, you could use it on iOS, you could use it with the Flutter, React Native, Native C, Node.js, and all other things. So it's the possibility to have the quite diverse code base, but something in common, that you could unlock some other environments that maybe you're not familiar with. So you don't need to have mobile developers everywhere. Maybe you could focus on writing the logic on the language that your team knows, but make it available for the people that write in completely different languages. So you see, it's the massive application of this portable architecture. It's not a language, it's the binary format and the runtime. It's what you need to know. And take a look to WASI, take a look to the some extensions and standards like the references and threads and all other things. Let me know what you think. Comment on the video, put your likes, put your questions, share what you do with the WebAssembly and why it's like your intention. Do you use Rust, or maybe you use some assembly script, or maybe you use some other languages that are quite good with WebAssembly? Just share your experience with me. I will be happy to hear from you. So subscribe to our channels and see you.